Alright guys, we're at Camp Far West. We just showed up at the ramp. My buddy Mark Lassane, owner, editor, master chief of all things Bass Angler Magazine, is pulling up right now to pick us up. Got here a little early, do a little pre-fishing, take out there and take a peek out there and watch Mark come pulling up in his pretty BAM ride.
Got your rod mule. Good job.
Alright guys, so we made it out to Mark's boat. Dude, how long you been out here already, Mark?
Just a couple hours.
And you found some?
I found a few fish. I fished the main lake. I started early, not too early, but threw a little bit of top water this morning. Had a couple fish blow up. Didn't catch any on it, but the ones that blew up, I could throw back and catch them on a Senko.
Blew up pieces of fish everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So he's catching them on a Senko. He started off just looking around before we got here. I always drag butt. You know, I got 3 little kids. Your kids are grown, so you know, I do the daddy thing.
You needed your beauty rest, I know.
Yeah, I needed my beauty rest. Exactly. No, guys, but what we're doing now is I got out here. So Mark and I, neither one of us has fished this lake before. And I've got a lot of requests to come out to this lake and do something. And Mark's like, hey, where do you want to fish? I said, let's go to a brand new lake that we've never fished. This is Camp Far West, in case I failed to mention that. And so now, we know the lake's primarily spotted bass. And we're hearing of some largemouth and the occasional big largemouth, but they're primarily on the smaller side, like Oroville, that Mark's a master at. So I said, hey, who else to bring out to a lake that's supposed to fish like Oroville, like an Oroville master over here? So I'm like, all right, Mark, I know this is Mark's game, so if someone's gonna dial him in out here, it's gonna be Mark. But I'm putting on a top water right now. It's a little late in the day. Putting on an underspin with a swim bait, throwing a crankbait. Gonna bounce a little Ned rig off the bottom. Mark, you got him on a spinnerbait already, right?
I caught some on a spinnerbait and some on a wacky rig Senko.
All right.
Tried some other things, you know. Here, like a little teeny swim bait supposed to work pretty good on a dart head. Morning dawn drop shot supposed to work good, and the jig's supposed to work good. Well, I haven't caught them on any of those, but I did catch them on a wacky rig Senko and a spinnerbait. Kind of, you know, a couple of my strengths.
Yeah.
And it seems, you know, I just talked to a couple guys out here, only been out here for a couple hours, never seen the lake before, talked to a couple guys, and it seems like it's a little bit tougher than it should be.
I like that. I like that sort of thing. So hang with us. We're going to break it down, tell you what we're trying, and if we happen to land on one of your waypoints and you want to attack me, attack Mark. He needs some of that. I'm just joking. No,
we're going to publicize every spot you have.
We'll show your waypoints. No, we have no idea what's good out here, guys. So if we find it, don't light us up over it, because we're going to share the wealth and share the knowledge. That's what we do. Hang with us. Let's hope we catch some fish, man.
Yeah, let's work on it. We'll catch some.
Pass the Caesar, senor. People were ecstatic, man. There was so much press and tags and everything going on everywhere. It was great.
I'll throw a spinnerbait for a little while.
Yeah. I'll see if I can.
Hopefully we get this. Hopefully this wind will come up, and then you know we'll get a little.
It feels like
we'll get a little action. Yeah, wind actually feels pretty nice. So I'm gonna tell you, the fish that hit the spinnerbait before wanted it really slow. Just moved it like this, just really.
Got him. Fish sharp.
All right. Well, that fish didn't want a spinnerbait. Smallmouth.
Little small.
No, no, it's not a smallmouth. What is it? Is it a largemouth or?
It
looks like a largemouth.
It's a meanmouth.
Oh yeah.
Caught our first cast, a little 3XD chartreuse crankbait. Water's a little off color, but over here it's a little bit cleaner. First cast, 12-pound fluorocarbon, little tiny deep diving crankbait like that in chartreuse, and caught a meanmouth. It's a spotted bass largemouth hybrid. You can see the jaw doesn't go past the eye. I could see his rough patch on his tongue. Very cool. Good way to start it off. Maybe not. Felt okay when I got him. Yeah, he's not bad. Not bad. Whoa, it's a keeper.
Wait a minute, the treble hooks are coming at me.
It's a keeper. He's a keeper. Calm down. First little spot. Hey, he's 12-inch. He's a 12-inch spot. He's a keeper. I'm counting it. I've never been here. Any fish I catch is a good fish when you're on a brand new body of water. They're liking that crankbait. Mark's about to join the fun. We're about to put the herd on these bad boys. See if we can find something a little bit better. It's still not quite direct sun overhead. We're hoping the wind picks up to where we can fish reaction, but if it lays down and calm, we're probably gonna have to drag baits on the bottom. But as long as they're biting reaction, we're gonna throw it at them.
So here's what we have. I have an AquaView camera, and I have it hooked up directly to my Garmin. It's a little black box up inside, and there's a video outlet hooks right into here. So all I do is just go into my Garmin. I just have it set up in a combo. I have it set up in a combo right here. right there. So now I bring up the camera. The camera guy. And now we can watch the bottom, and we can see that there's some fish down there. So we can lower it down. So we're going, well, there's some fish down there. I wonder what they are. You know, are they carp? Are they bass? Are they trout? What's down there swimming around?
Bermuda pickler?
Yeah, whatever. You know, what are they? So we can lower this thing down. Get it down to the bottom. And it comes with a 100-foot of cord, so we can lower it down a long ways. Just 100-foot of cord takes a lot longer to get it back up. So what we'll do is we'll get down to the bottom, and then we'll keep it pretty close to the bottom, and we'll just kind of drag it along. There was a fish. It's a little hard to see.
Boom, into the rock.
Boom, into the rock. So. And the water's a little murky here, so we can't see too far, but even though there's only a couple feet of visibility in the water, we can still see like 5 or 6 feet underwater with the aqua view. And even though, so this area here is a pretty big circle underwater. There's fish. You're not always going to see the fish, but if you go long enough and you go through, you can tell what kind of structure it is, and then you can see some fish. You'll be able to see what kind of fish.
I think I just caught that one. I was dragging this, trying to get it in Mark's screen, and that fish that went across, that was the
fish I saw down there was way bigger than that one.
No, this was it. That was at least a 74-pounder.
So while I'm here watching TV, he's busy catching fish. So somebody's got, now that is a good spotted bass right there.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to drop it back in the camera.
Which makes it nice too. So now you can compare what you're seeing on the bottom with what is really down there on the camera. So we got big rocks. So what this is letting us know is that these spotted bass are down there 15, 18 feet deep, and they're around on the rocks. So it just kind of fills in another piece to the puzzle, help us catch a few more fish.
Clearly shows how they're relating to the structure and cover. You're guaranteed you know what the fish is. You could generally tell the size. I mean, you want to talk about getting the edge on the competition. That is absolutely unreal.
I mean, it's just amazing what you see, and I really like it hooked up. You know, I've had an AquaView for a long time, and I use it a lot. But so many times it's in the locker, you know, because you have a nice little box and you got it all wound up and everything's all nice and pretty. And you go, oh yeah, I should AquaView this. And you go, I'm not going to get it out right now.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next spot, nah, I'm not going to get it out. But with this, like, it's all hooked up. All I just throw the thing overboard. And then when I'm done, I just you know, you can wind it back up or you throw it down the bottom of the boat if you're using it a lot of times. So
yeah, it gives you a ton of confidence when you can look right at them. That's huge.
It does. You know, bass fishing is this big giant puzzle, and all these tools just help you put the puzzle together. You know, we got the hydro wave, we got, you know, do we really need 4 depth finders? Well, we do. I mean, we could talk about that. You know, and I have Panoptics too, which is pretty cool.
Good one just swam through the screen.
Yep, there's one right there.
Yeah.
So we have all these tools.
There's
and
another.
There's
Oh, look at them all. Look at them.
So
Oh, that's a big one. Look at that big one swimming in.
That's a good one.
That
right
is
there.
a good one.
See those fish? They're all up about, I'm going to say a foot or so off the bottom. So I'm going to reel this in, and I'm throwing a drop shot back out there, and we're going to see how that works. So
that's so cool.
So enough playing with the camera. Now we got to catch.
Mark,
now we got to catch
it.
it.
Cool. You just let me know when I'm casting too.
Yeah.
Hang with us, guys. We'll be right back. Hey guys, did you know that yours truly is now hosting Lucky Tackle Box's monthly panfish instructionals? And aside from relentless fish catching, I'll be breaking down the rigging and the gear you need to get going along the way. And of course, a few extra tips to help you score more fish on the goodies included in your box. So remember, the tug is our drug. So go visit LuckyTackleBox.com and get signed up today. Bigger, better, badder. The evolution of the buzzbait is upon us. The Evolution Baits Grass Burner is a high-performance bass snatcher machine. High-end components, inline displacement, larger profile, balanced body for fast or slower retrieves, better deflection, and oversized treble hooks. You wouldn't bring a slingshot to a gunfight, would you? Find out more at evolutionbaits.com. Ever tried pulling a planer board next to your boat when trolling or fishing from a swift current bank? If not, you're missing out on one of the most phenomenal fish catching machines on the market today. With Yellowbird planer boards pulling your lines perpendicular to your boat, you can't help but catch more fish. Find out more by visiting www.yellowbirdproducts.com. Did you know that P-Line makes specialized lines for all your fishing needs, from the super strong abrasive resistant CXX or the low stretch super stealthy CX Premium? Or maybe you're looking for invisibility or super bite detection with P-Line's 100% fluorocarbon. No matter what your needs, P-Line's got it covered. To find out more, visit P-Line.com.
P-Line, baby.
Oh, you heard they got weapons of big fish destruction? Well, you heard right. BWA Fishing Performance is the newest company hitting the U.S. market by storm, with some of the sickest swim baits around and non-cookie cutter style lures that you could ever get your hands on. It's time to show these fish something new. Visit bwa.com. Attention Northern California anglers, have you been to Boat Country in Escalon with one of the largest selections of welded aluminum fishing boats from North River, Hughescraft, and now Crestliner? Chances are they have the right boat for you. And did I mention they have a full service center to take care of all your repair or boating maintenance needs? If you're a boat owner or just looking to become one, you owe it to yourself to check these guys out. Visit boatcountryusa.com or stop on by. We'll see you there.
A little better. I think he's a keeper.
I gotta get him in.
I think it's gonna count. Turn him around. Let us see him, Mark. Let us see that big one.
Look at.
I say that goes 13. That's big fish so far. Look, pretty little spotted bass. I knew it.
Oh, that's the biggest one of the day right here.
So the funny part is, Mark and I are just talking. He's like, dude, you see how much more confidence the camera gave us being down there to fish because we've seen some better fish.
Yeah, and now we just slowed down and we fished this area. If we didn't know for sure there was fish down there,
we probably would have moved on.
We would have gone right on down the bank.
But instead, you see us both finessing because we've seen better quality fish. There we go. From what I'm hearing for this lake, that's a good quality fish.
This is a toad.
Yeah, that's a toad. You know, that's like a 18-pound fish anywhere else. You know.
That fish is that's like 14 inches.
Yeah, he's at least 14 inches.
Yeah,
for sure. And the funny thing is, Mark's throwing that drop shot with a little tiny shad-looking plastic. The fish got it off there, so you can't see.
But I'm gonna get it.
Oh
back.
yeah, I see it floating in the water right
These
here.
ones come from Japan, so I don't want to.
You don't want to lose those.
As many. I have a few, but I don't want to lose them.
That plastic right there actually rode a tricycle all the way from Japan, a floating tricycle. So you can see how valuable those are. You don't want to lose them.
All right, we have what we have here on the front of the boat is Panoptics, and we have this screen is pretty much dedicated to it. So this is a live sonar looking forward. So what we can see is we can see fish on the sonar itself. So here's a fish right here. Don't know what kind of fish that is. That might be a carp or something swimming around. We saw some bass here a minute ago. So I can actually sweep this with my trolling motor, and we can look to where we can find some fish. Fish are going to look like a little orb. See if we can find some here. We had them a minute ago.
Explain that the red that goes to the top of the screen is the structure of the bank.
Yeah, this is just a hard bottom. This is the bank, okay, and then anything above that is going to be a fish or brush or weeds or something. So so there's a fish right there. See him? He broke out and just moved. So we're going to see
red orb.
So a little orb. Oh, well, I was going to try to get him, but he was too fast. He took off. So we could probably follow that fish. Let's see. Sometimes you can follow them.
And the transducer is directional, so it's where your trolling motor is pointed, correct?
Right. So the arrow on the trolling motor is where the transducer is pointing.
So wherever the trolling motor is pointing, if you see a fish, that's the direction he's located, right?
Exactly.
And then it has the actual distance too, so you can see exactly how far.
Yeah, we have a little grid right here. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40, and then we have how deep it is. So this is 10 feet, and then we're kind of looking at the bank, so it's sweeping upwards. If we sweep it out, you'll notice, so there's a fish right there.
So now we're looking down the contour, so you see the red tapering off.
Right, and so the further, if we move this thing out towards the main lake, you'll see it's flat. See if you can see that.
I see a fish.
So
right
it
here
looks like some fish. So we can lower this thing out, and you'll see we can see there's my drop shot running right down, and there fish went up and looked at it.
I see that.
Went right down in there. So we're right down below the boat, so it's hard for a forward-looking sonar to look down. But we watched it go down, and a lot of times what you'll do is you'll see a fish out there, you'll throw your bait out, drop shot, wacky Cinco, little swim bait, and you can throw it out there, see that little fish, and then you throw it out there, and you'll see it where the fish is, and you can run it right past them and have them bite it. It's so cool. It's like playing a video game. Nice.
I just said I'm going to cast it and burn it just to see if I can get him to react. As fast as I turned that handle, he loaded up on it. That's hilarious, man. He's pulling pretty good. Not bad. Not bad.
When you catch these little ones, a 14-incher feels really big, huh?
They do.
Yeah, I mean, if we're in a delta, we wouldn't be calling that a good one.
No, but he's 14,
But,
15 inches. Look at him.
But we're happy. We're happy to catch some fish. And
Oh, there goes the tail of the Kitech.
oh, bummer.
Little tiny, pretty little fish. See this jig head right here? This is an 1/8 ounce right here. That's what that is. And just throwing a little exposed hook with a little tiny shad swim bait. These fish are clearly dialed in on the small shad. So right now it's really about matching the hatch. We got a few reaction fish on the crankbait, and we might even go back to doing some of that and tell these fish, I think it's a later evening bite. This is where, you know, if they're feeding, it's gonna excel. But right now we're trying to force feed them, get them to react since we know they're there, since we saw them on the camera. We're fishing a new dam area. It's a new dam area. Yeah, so the reason why we're trying this is we have fish located over there. We know they're there and we can catch them, but we're bouncing around a lot trying to find a different quality of fish. We don't really know if that's the quality we're supposed to be catching here. We hear that it's majority of small fish, but there's occasional big ones in here. So we're fishing a steeper part of the area. It drops off faster. We're sitting in 18 feet, which is about the same off this rock pile, but you can see the contour entering the waters much faster. And when you have this faster drop, generally what it's going to do is it's going to concentrate fish to push bait up a little tighter in. So we're looking for balled up fish or maybe bigger boulders trapped up against this wall to try to find a largemouth, not necessarily a bunch of spotted bass. We're looking more for the isolated, bigger fish, not the schooling small fish. So it's best to jump around, try a lot of things until you get those clues.
You hit it on the way up.
On the way up, yep.
Let me see if I can do this without losing my worm.
Yep, gotta let that full blow his load out there.
I gotta wear them out a little bit so I don't lose my worm.
Spots are notorious. Look at the baby shad.
So look at the little teeny baity spit up.
Yeah.
Bunch of baity spitting up.
Yeah. So they are eating micro baits.
Micro.
Couldn't be too small. We'll see. Never know. Little northern strain spots are strong. Oh, that's better. Yeah, a little better.
Might be like 14 and a half.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get in here. There we go. Now we're at 5 pounds. For our best 5.
Close, yeah. We're close to 5.
Yeah, because you got 1.5 pounds. And we got, these are pound. That's a pound. He's a pound. He's close.
So we got we have 4 that are almost a pound and 1 pound and a half.
Pound and a half.
So we're pretty close to 5.
We're right about 5 pounds.
5.1 maybe.
5.1, 5 even. We'll go 5 even. You know what? We'll round down. We're just going to be that considerate.
So look at that, if you can see it, that's where those fish are. So we're down here fishing on the bottom and pulling it up and pulling it right through there, and they're biting when we pull it up. These are just fish swimming right up, suspended fish up off the bottom, and they're biting as we come up through them. Pretty cool.
You gonna help the cause?
I don't think so.
No, pound even. We're still at 5.
You know, I thought he...
Oh!
So, did you just have one?
Yeah.
There's one.
Oh, I just got bit too. Oh. Come on, eat it. Give me the devil.
No largemouth off of here?
No.
Yeah, we caught the very first fish was a mean mouth on a crankbait.
All right.
Yeah. It was a little guy.
Yeah.
Little one, but got hit on the crankbait a couple times over where that flat comes out. And then everything else I just couldn't make contact. All right, guys, so you know Mark and I haven't been out here, but Bob Petresco over here. Bob, you're with RV Bass, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Right there on the jersey. I guess I could have just read the jersey and figured that out. Well, Bob Tyler, I know, fishes out here a lot. And I was picking Bob's brain, and he said, no, this is the Bob's brain you need to be picking. So I was talking to Tyler, and Mark was talking to this Bob here, because they fish out here a lot. How often you fish out here?
I've been coming out here since probably the late 80s.
So, tons of experience versus no experience, so we did get some insider information. We weren't completely cut out of knowing what was going on around here. So he came over to hook us up with a little info about a bunch of fish stacked up in a cove. Some maybe just under 2 pounds, so we're gonna run and look for those, and you were spooning them, right?
Yep, getting them on just a little spoon today.
Awesome, so we're gonna try that. Mark and I, we did switch to drop shots, and we're just doing some bigger robo worms. I'm set down to about 12 inches. You're set a little bit shorter than I am, huh? But we're getting isolated fish, and we really haven't found the school that we found earlier. So we're gonna see if we can pick some better ones out of the school, fishing a little bit bigger worm, and we'll see what happens, so hang with us. Got him.
It's a little better one.
Ah.
It felt better down there. I don't know. Oh,
little better.
He felt
A little better.
He felt better. I said he felt better. I didn't say he was
Oh,
better.
man.
He just felt better. Because he's not. He's really
See,
small.
when you have these little northern spots, you know, Kentucky strain spots, they're not your Alabama strain, but the funny part is they still fight like any other spot. But a little northern strain spotted bass, it can be 10, 12 inches long. Sometimes will feel like a 3-pounder for the first 3 to 4 seconds you hook them. It's crazy how much torque these little suckers got.
He didn't quite feel like a 3-pounder, but he felt pretty good down there.
You're right, 8-pounder. All right, guys, so we went to Bob's area, but spotted bass are notorious for roaming and chasing bait. So they kind of pulled a hiatus. Bob got a couple on a jigging spoon, but Mark and I were headed towards the river, and we're hitting a couple main lake points on the way back into the river. There's a slow tapering side and a faster tapering side that all lean out to the main lake here. So Mark, being an expert like he is, knows he can get 2 things covered by pulling up on the head of this. He can check 2 different contours leading out into the main lake. He goes, as we pull up, I don't think they're going to be on the gradual. I think they're going to be on the faster. Cover the gradual, no bite. We got to the faster. There the bite happened. And it's just little fine intricacies like this. If you pay attention and know what you're doing and cover your basis, shallow, taper, different types of structures, ledges, depths, and you pay attention to all this, the clues are there.
Exactly. And, you know, it's a puzzle. That's what bass fishing is. You know, so you pull up to a point, and you don't want to just fish only, you know, you think that you're right on that point is going to be, you know, the meat and potatoes of that whole thing, which a lot of times it is.
Might be, yeah.
This morning, I cambered fish on there, and I caught fish right on the front of that point. But now this afternoon, you know, it's getting a little warmer. These fish are moving back, and now they're over here on this deeper side. So we just got bit, just caught one, and I'm sure we're going to get a couple more as we go down through here.
Yeah, absolutely. With these like spotted bass reservoirs like this, especially if you're fishing a tournament like Mark does, he does real well at Oroville. Oroville's a numbers game. A lot of the time to pull that 1/4 pound or a 1/2 pound fish out consistently that's better, you may need to catch 50, 60 fish in a day. And if you don't pay attention to those clues, you are not going to win in a system where you got to play that numbers game.
Exactly.
We fished some boulders, some rock points, some dirt with some intermittent brush on it. And now we're trying up the river arm with some trees. We're trying a variety of stuff just like we were talking about, so we'll see what happens up here.
He was right on the top of that tree.
Yeah, he grabbed it immediately. You went to let it fall and he grabbed it right there.
Well, we wondered if there's any in the trees. There they are.
They're in the trees. Yeah, he's coming out.
Oh, he's got me. I had him, but
yeah, I seen him pumping.
he hooked up. Yeah, it's done. He's gonna break off now. Dang it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
got,
look
man.
at that. You better check that.
I gotta throw it down there again.
Yeah, you better just do it. Just for, why not? It's a prime example right there, guys. Just how you see Mark magically retie in 1/10 of a second while you blinked. Because when you hang it up like that, you always want to retie immediately before you drop it back into a good fish.
Well.
But if you know more than likely it's a 1 pounder, you just do like Mark did, say the hell with it.
I had those 2 in the trees. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was
unfortunately, we only have a handful of trees to fish. But you know, once these trees that had some substance to them, I mean, there's some fish in them. That one felt like a good fish. I mean, but you know, you don't know for sure.
Wood bass.
But, wood bass. Yeah.
Oh, I think he's a 2. That's a 2.
No.
He's close.
It's a 1.5 pounds, but
So that gives us another 1/2 pound.
we're up to like 6.
Just under 5 3/4.
So we moved up on, and we moved from the main lake. We moved up into the river. We're actually fishing pretty shallow. It's only about 15 feet in here. Just trying a little something different. Fishing shallow. That fish actually came from out in the middle of this thing. So we're fishing from the bank out in the middle, and these fish will go right out in the middle here in the midday.
Tell them what you're doing to try to get that bigger spot.
Well, I'm throwing. These fish here are feeding on silver sides. So this is actually one of my favorite spotted bass spinnerbaits. It's called a Revenge silver side. So, and just like the little bait fish in here, silver side, it resembles those. So it's a little small profile, nice, a lot of flash, a lot of vibration. Works really good for spotted bass.
A lot of the time that spinnerbait too is going to pull you off that slightly larger
Get
spot.
just a little bit bigger fish than a worm would.
Great kicker tool.
Yep.
There he is. Oh, and he's off. That was a real one. Oh, he's on. Came back and got it.
Nice.
So we just seen this fish roll on bait, He showed himself. I was reeling up as fast as I could. I wing out there. Mark was about to hit it too. We said, spotted bass are so predictable when they come up for bait and you see them bust to the surface. You throw any little bait fish looking thing in that spot, 9 out of 10 times that fish is going to strike it.
He's not big, but you know, it's a little better quality on this spinner. Oh, sorry, buddy.
You can see right there the 2 spinnerbait fish versus my little swim bait fish. There's substantial difference, you know, almost
a little bit bigger.
Double.
14 inches. Way out there.
Oh, doubled.
Power pulls down.
Yep, that's a good idea. I put them down. They seem to be stacked right there. Doubled up.
It felt like a good one way out there.
From the far back. And he ate my tail. So I'll tell you guys what I just did. I'm fighting the fish and he popped off. So I opened up my spool and I free spooled it, counted to about 6, clicked it back over and the fish had it again. Not a big fish, but I think I actually learned that trick from Mark years ago. I think it was about 6 years ago.
We've done that a few times today.
Yeah. And that is a trick when you're spotted bass fishing, let him go, that a lot of the time they're so dang aggressive, you could be pulling, there it is. You could be horsing the fish, they can come off, you open the spool back up, drop it right back down, and they'll grab it again. It's unreal how aggressive they are. So don't be so quick when they drop it to hurry up and get your bait in. Open your spool back up, drop it right back down to them. Literally 50% of the time you catch those when you do that too.
There's a good number of times when you catch that fish again. So
yeah,
it's always worth it to try it.
Half the time today, you've already done it once or twice today.
You already know there's a fish right there.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, don't hustle that bait up. So I'm gonna show you guys a little something with rigging. So if you just traditionally nose hook, come in a few ribs on a worm and bring your little hook through here. This is a size 1. And that's nose hooked, and you get a lot of action out of your bait like that. But when you're dealing with spotted bass, they're real tail grabby. So what I do is I go through the nose and I kind of thread that worm up on there and I get it just over the eye like that. And a lot of the time that helps a lot from them stealing your worm when they're short striking you. I'm running that on that 8-pound P-line tactical fluorocarbon. I use a lot of 3/16 drop shot weights. I think it's the most versatile weight to fish shallow and deep. There's other times I'm going to use it, but if I'm fishing, 50 feet or shallower, I'm going to use that 9 out of 10 times. But that little trick right there is going to save you a ton of baits. Plus, when they short strike it, if you drop it back to it, more likely that worm's still on your hook. So the bite was getting tough everywhere else we were going, so now we've returned to the original spots where we found them. Where we spotted some better ones was just up, over by, I guess that'd be the North Dam area, where we spotted ones on the, it's called the Aqua View, right, Mark? Where we spotted them on the Aqua View earlier.
Spotted them on the Aqua View, on the underwater camera, yes.
Now we're bouncing to the spots where we found them. We're trying to pull a few fish, and we're going until they shut down. It's, it's the middle of the day like this, and in the dead of, open back up.
It was a giant one.
Yeah. In the dead of the summer, you can't expect a ton of bites in the middle of the day, but we had fish located. We've located fish early. We didn't sit on them and grind them out, so now we're going to try to return to them and then see if we can pick off some extra catches now that it's the tough part of the day. Locating fish before it gets tough is absolutely critical. Don't slow down until you find a fish. And if it's still early in the day, you might want to give it a little bit more effort to find a couple spots before it slows down in the middle of the day. Gives you the option to return and get some catches, He's just fighting hard, dude. He doesn't feel big. Real fast head shakes. God, he's fighting hard, though.
Yeah, he thinks he's a 3-pounder. But he's not.
He's a 1-pounder. Look how hard he's fighting.
He's a 1-pounder with a
look at that attitude. This guy's attitude is huge. Dude, my drag is really not super tight. My goodness.
He's got a belly on him, though, so he's been eating good.
Yeah, he has. Same. Take your time with it.
Same.
Take your time with it, man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's in the boat. Okay. Fish or fish? I mean, we've probably got 40 fish. 35,
I think
40
so,
fish. Yep. The lake's fun, I'll tell you that much.
There's a bunch of fish here, so we'll have to say that for this
lake. You want to come out with a drop shot or wacky rig and catch a ton of fish. We've been fishing in the worst time of the day. Literally, we didn't start till 10:30. Oh, we didn't start until 10:30. Gonna drop it back down to him, and it's still the.
We probably got 40.
That looks huge, doesn't it? Because that's a rock. Yeah, we probably got 40 fish. Starting off in the middle of the day, I didn't get to fish a morning bite or an evening bite yet. So I mean, I really have no complaints. Yes, they're not huge fish, but we could probably easily stumble into something quality. I don't always go out to try to put up the biggest bag I possibly can. I enjoy catching fish.
You know, it's the kind of lake too where you don't have to be real accurate. You're casting. I mean, we're just going up here and I'm throwing it 15 or 20 feet from the bank and just throwing out and dragging it out. So, you know, a young kid, you know, or your wife or anybody, they don't have to be a really good caster here to catch fish. You just throw it out, drag it back, and wait, feel that little jerk, and you'll catch them, you know. They're not big, but, you know, it's a lot of fun. And a lot of times you need lakes like this, you know, especially to get people interested in fishing. I think
You live out in this area especially, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
If I live
I'm sure there's
30,
times
40
in the
minutes.
year, I mean, we've only been here once, and we've only been here for a couple hours, so we don't know how this lake is on a normal basis. You know, I'm going to say that, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's times, you know, May, June, where this lake is really good and there's a lot of fish biting.
There's a lot of fish biting right now.
Well, there's a lot of fish. Yeah, you're right. I'd have to say, pretty close. Maybe it just looks bigger down there.
This may be today's kicker. And he's coming for the boat flip. Yeah, he's tied. He's right up there.
It's right up there with them spinnerbait fish.
Yeah, he is.
Good job.
Spank you, Greenwald.
Man, I think we're like getting close to 6 pounds.
Look at that. Look at that.
He's so big he broke
If I would have pulled any harder, on that fish, he broke it off. Oh, right on the top of the, oh, it went through. Threaded through. So, you know, got ourselves, I would say, 2 1.5 to 1 3/4 spots today. He's a little skinnier than that one you caught on the spinnerbait. Let's see, what is he? Almost 15. He's 15?
A little over 15.
A little over 15 inches. You know, I would say for that lake, this lake here, a 15-inch spot is legit. So that's not bad, Mark.
For this lake, and you know, the middle of August, it's hot. You know, it's hot, flat. There's no weather. There's nothing going on that's really going to trigger these bigger fish to bite. So I think it's decent for today.
This one's not as big. Oh!
That felt like a good one.
What were you throwing?
Oh, he came back.
Came back. Double. Oh,
Not a good one, but he felt good.
Yeah. Double up. Double mint. Is that our kicker? Is this our kicker?
I think this is the best one yet.
Oh yeah. He's a little fat.
Oh,
look at that! Look at that!
This
Bonus!
guy bites orange worms.
Oh, he's an
funny.
orange worm
Look
eater.
at this one, and it's been in there so long, the hook point's gone. That's a robo worm. I don't know what color that was, but it turned orange from inside his stomach.
I got him right in the
Crazy.
corner of the jawbone right there.
So that'll tell you, well, it wasn't catch and release because that fish broke somebody
Yeah,
off.
he broke somebody off. Whoever's worm that belonged to, this was your culprit right here. Little 1.25 fish.
It wasn't a 5-pounder.
It wasn't a 5-pounder that you told your buddies it was. That is not a 5, but it's still an okay spot for here, so go ahead and take credit for that. All right, buddy. Adios. All right, guys. Just so Mark doesn't look like he's tooting his own horn over here, this man is the owner, editor, master chief, #1 model of Bass Angler Magazine. No, he's the owner and editor.
Not the model.
Not all the time. Sometimes, a little bit of the time. Now, here's the thing, just so I can make it to where Mark doesn't have to toot his own horn and look like he's got a bigger head than me. This thing
That's impossible, but
it is impossible. It's huge, bro. When I'm catching them, man, it's huge. Literally, you guys, compare it to any magazine out there. There is literally more technical information breaking down techniques from top FLW guys, top Bassmaster elite guys, swim bait expert, local experts on your local ponds all over the country. You go out and you get the best guys to spill the beans in here. I've had articles in here in the past, you know, I've called Mark up and I said, I've been doing a ton of research in this, and he's like, bring it to the magazine. Literally, there is nothing being held back. And how many articles are in this thing on average?
30.
30. So imagine this.
You know what? If it's a good story and it'll help you catch fish, if I can learn something from it, I'm going to put it in there.
Absolutely. I do. When I read this, I kind of picture every write-up like a seminar. Can you imagine what you would pay to get a seminar from the best guys in the whole dang industry? Especially 30 seminars. That's literally, I mean, you go into my house, you'll see Bass Angler Magazine all over the place. That is a huge amount of information, guys. Go pick one up. If you're critical or you're skeptical about it, go to Barnes & Noble, pick up the thing, read something off the shelf. Don't even buy it. Watch what you're going to read in there, and I guarantee you're going to go home with one. What's like a yearly subscription run for people, Mark?
You know, it's $24.95 for a yearly subscription. If you message me on Facebook, we got one.
Holy cow, and I think it's the biggest fish of the day. Go ahead, continue.
I think you got a snag. Oh, no, it's
That's
a big
swimming,
one.
dude. That's swimming. So how much is it for a year?
So that was just because you were reading Bass Angler Magazine. You caught one, see?
Dang right. You can even sit your rod down and hold the Bass Angler Magazine.
You know what? It's $24.95 a year, but if you message me on Facebook, I'll send you a code. It'll be $19.95 for a year, just $5 an issue. If you go to the newsstand and buy it, you know, it's $8. You know, by all means, go check it out, buy one. Read through it, look at it, you know, message me on Facebook, and I'll be happy to help you out and hook you up. Thanks, guys. And let's see, how big is this fish? You know,
oh, he ain't that big. He ain't that big. Oh, dude, he ain't that bad neither. He ain't that bad.
It's a good one.
This is good. Dude, is that best fish of the day?
It's, you know, well, it's like a...
Dude, he broke me off again. I say he's 2. I say he's 2 pounds.
Okay.
I say he's a 2-pounder. And we are at 6 pounds even on our day.
He's
15 and a
almost
quarter.
15 and a half. So,
yeah.
You know, 15 inches, close to 2 pounds. Good job. All right.
Right out here in the middle.
That's funny.
Our,
He's spitting up a bunch of bait.
Our last spot of the day. On our last spot of the day. Yep, guys, that's it. Very cool day out here. We caught a ton of fish. I didn't expect to find big fish here. I've never heard about a bunch of big fish here or anything like that. So we didn't expect that. What we expected is numbers of spots. You know, it's a normal spotted bass rocky lake. You know, it's not really up high in the mountains. It's not super deep. We're fishing what, less than 25 feet the majority of the time.
Right, man.
So
15 to 25 most of the day.
Little swim baits, little drop shots. What did you start off with? Because
so this morning before you got here, before 10 o'clock, I caught them on spinnerbaits up the river.
Lower light spinnerbaits excel, yeah.
Right, and then I caught them shallow on a wacky Senko. So
on a Senko.
Green pumpkin. Just your standard green pumpkin 5-inch wacky Senko on a little drop shot hook. I throw it up on the bank and basically just let it go down.
And all these exposed rock lakes, I mean all these just open rock lakes like this, we always fish an exposed hook. We're not fishing weed guards. There's no reason to fish a heavy hook on spinning tackle. Light wire, mosquito hook style wacky hooks are going to penetrate these fish from deeper when you got some line stretch. So we're making long casts. We're using 100% fluorocarbon. I assume you're using 100% fluorocarbon. It's critical. You know, a lot of these spotted bass lakes tend to get real clear. The fish tend to be deeper, so lighter line, lighter fluorocarbon is going to allow you to fish down there easier, fish a finesse bait more natural. The lighter you go, the more bites you're going to get. The spinnerbait was definitely the deal for getting bigger fish.
Right.
I mean, if you look at the numbers, how many fish do you think we caught on a spinnerbait today? 6, 7?
6 or 7.
And half of those were better than the majority of that we caught on anything else.
Yeah, and we probably caught 50 or 60 today total. So
at least.
Not too bad
50.
for what, 7 hours? So
6, 7 hours.
7 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say one every 10 minutes. So that's really not
I
not
could
too
see
bad.
if you hit this thing in the morning, afternoon, and evening, you could probably put up 100 fish day. From what I'm hearing from the other guys, this was a so-so day here, and we put up 50 fish. So if you're looking to have some fun and see fish busting all over the place and catch a ton of fish, getting somebody into it, or you want to come out and hone your spotted bass game for a place like Oroville, if you live out in this general area, this is probably one of the better places, I would say. It's slightly similar to Oroville, just not as steep.
It is, you know, and it's actually a really good place to work on your electronics because you can really see you'll see it throughout this video how we looked at the electronics, you know, we used the tools that we had, and we could see a lot of fish down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so many times we lowered down to those fish and we caught them.
Yeah, if you want to learn to catch deep fish and stay off the bank, this is a place where you can get way out off these points. I'm sure there's humps out here. We didn't have our Navionics loaded to see the offshore hump, so we didn't get the chance to do that. But this is the type of place. I caught a fish in 65 feet over here off a floating channel marker all the way down on the bottom, 65 foot deep, and I caught them. So the options here, guys, informativefisherman.com, Bass Angler Magazine. Is it .com?
Bass Angler
Mag, M-A-G, bassanglermag.com, and Mark Lassane on Facebook, and Bass Angler Magazine on Facebook. Do you guys have an Instagram?
We do, Bass Angler Mag, Facebook.
I
Instagram.
got him. He got me, so I got him. All right, guys, greatly appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thanks.